G'day everyone and welcome to This Week in Business. It's Ant here and I am delighted to have the magical Louise back after a period of absence there.
Yes, back on board. I've had baby, but he's off being looked after and I'm back into business because I love my business.
Awesome. Now, while you've been away, we had a little bit of an interesting thing happen. We saw that Facebook have had a big rename in terms of their parent company. Is this a big thing, Louise?
No, I think all Zuckerberg's doing is just making a new name because some people get a bit antsy about Facebook and they get confused also that Facebook encompasses, or Meta now, encompasses a lot more than just Facebook.
I think that's the key point to take away from this is that the Facebook product that you may be familiar with will remain as it is, and with all the various challenges that it faces out in the wider world. I see a bigger picture here, though. I see the role that Meta is going to be playing. It's not dissimilar to what Google did a number of years back now with Alphabet as the parent company. And the connection with Meta is around this idea of a metaverse, a place where you've got all of these different technologies coming together to create a really distinct digital version of the world, much the same as, if you remember way back when there was a place called Second Life, and Facebook have been heavily investing into the Oculus product, which they're taking on for virtual reality. And I see it in two regards. First of all, there's a defensive play that they're rolling out. They're looking to say, okay, guys, well, that Facebook company, they are really bad, but Meta, we're trying to distract the attention away from the terrible things that we're doing, and look at all this other good stuff we're doing. So that's a typical defensive marketing play. When things are turning bad, probably a good time to rebrand and refocus your business around that. But the other part, which I think is a bigger one, and we're going to miss if we don't look at it closely, is the offensive part of it. They're looking and saying, we need to move into these new spaces. We cannot be, with all due respect, a legacy social media platform for an aging population as people move on and slide along the aging bracket. We need to be innovating and moving into these fresher areas. In the same way, I guess that, we look at Google doing with all their moonshot bids. They're taking on board this Oculus product and a whole range of other VR and AR platforms to look at creating that metaverse where effectively you're going to be looking at integrating and playing in their universe. To me, that's a little bit more scary than perhaps Facebook being a slightly creepy online platform where people trade their privacy for convenience and connection.
I think some people forget that big business does this all the time. This is not a new tactic by any means. If you look at the companies like Rio Tinto, BHP, if we look at these bigger traditional companies, BHP has BHP Iron Ore, BHP Petroleum. Okay, sure, it still all has BHP at the front, but it's the same thing. They have all these different businesses that sit underneath this parent company. And in my eyes, that's exactly what Meta is. They've just gone and made this new big parent company to put all their products under, to sweep away all that badness that was Facebook, and to just move forward from being just a social media platform.
And the recognition that there's a heck of a lot coming down the stream, looking out the next 5 to 10 years with this augmented reality and virtual reality platforms. It's a very exciting and perhaps also a little bit scary in terms of where the world's heading, but we just have to look at it and see and, do our own part to perhaps mould it in the best way we can.
Exactly. I think it's wonderful, and it's just a name, guys. Let's not get too caught up on it.
Thank you very much, everyone, and we will talk to you next week.
Have a great week. Have a great week, guys.